Maybe it has to be here. So. Alright. Well, the last vlog was, that basically is what happened when I just step into a camera and have no idea what I'm going to talk about, or no subject matter, and with being midnight after all day. So anyway, that was that. I've had this weird habit over the past 3 years of doing like my own version of statistics, which basically is just percentages. It's a really, really weird habit I started doing that, like, I compulsively, it started with just listing things, and then I just had to keep doing it and doing it. And I was doing it to problem solve, because it's like I wasn't able to really talk to people. Like, it started with, like, my sexuality. Like, I was trying to talk to people, and they weren't able to really give me any advice or any knowledge, or I didn't like really what they were saying, or it wasn't true, and I knew it wasn't true, even though I didn't have tons of knowledge then. So it started off where I was like, okay, I don't understand how straight or gay I was at the time, so I'm just going to go and list all the women I find attractive and all the men I find attractive, and then add them up, do the totals, figure out the percentages, and then I'd figure it out. So it started with that, and then this listing started, it just kept going and going and going to different things. And then I wanted to figure out, like, what type of people, how, like, kind of the percentages with people who are bisexual or straight, or even with Zodiac signs, or even with, like, my favorite musicians, what their signs was, or even, like, movies, and then favorite genres, and just all kinds of stuff. No, do this hours and hours and hours a day. Like, I got one book of it is in here, have another that's in here, have another in here, I have another of it all in here, and then then even what's worse is I would even take these lists, and then when new stuff get added, I would feel compulsive to start all over again. So that way, like, the order would be like, I would get certain things in the front of the list that I really, really liked, as opposed to other things that would be more in the back that I felt less important. This is weird shit that didn't even really make sense. But some of it did make sense, as far as I did get some answers to certain things. It was kind of interesting. It's like for a normal person, for doing this kind of thing, they'd be like, why would you waste all that time? Yeah, that's great, you get the answer. But for me, it was kind of exciting to just sort of be collecting data and just, like, looking for the answer. So me doing all this bullcrap ended up leading to my idea of going into statistics or applied mathematics for school, so I can make a lot of money doing this BS that no one else wants to do. So that's my idea, and how it, in a weird way, ended up being for a career to start to make money. Because when I looked up that on PayScale, they make a lot of money. So that way, if I can't be a musician full-time as a career, then I can be this thing, and then get a lot of money, and be able to do whatever I want with my life, because I'll have a lot of money. And that's kind of the way it is, and it's statistics, kind of like a job that's going to be in demand for a while, and math's always stuff that's going to be in demand that businesses need and other things, and I would really like to be able to do it in a social science angle, like things that I have a little more interest in, as opposed to something I'd have no interest in, which would be like baseball statistics or something, or an Amazon statistics or something like that. Would not be interesting, but I could still do it. You know, I mean, I basically just wanted a job to sit down. But anyway, I'm going to share some of my findings of what I have found. Alright, so with sexuality, sexual orientations, this is the way it's divided between men and women. Out of heterosexual people, I sampled 940 people, and out of that, 56% of it was men, and 44% of it was women. Meaning there's more heterosexual men out there than there is heterosexual women. By, by about 12% difference, I believe. Yeah, 12% difference, higher increase on guys. Alright, for bisexuals, I counted 1,208 people. Mind you, this is all over the course of like 3 years, so this all wasn't done in a day. And out of bisexual people, there's a stark contrast. 61% of them are women, and 39% of them are men. And then for gay people, I counted 1,144 people, and out of that, 63% of them was men, and 37% of them was women. So there was a much larger, even more larger there was than with the heterosexuals. There was a more larger degree of men being full homosexual than there is women being full homosexual. So if you want to know the briefing, is for straight people, there's more men than there is women that are straight. For bisexual, there's more women than there is of guys being bisexual. And then for gay, there's more men being gay than there is women being gay. So there's that section. Let's see. How's this going? I still have one. I got a new battery on here, so hopefully an SD card, so hopefully the damn thing isn't gonna die like on me right away, so I can actually not be in such an overly amount hurry. And then I did astrology signs. I think that's in this. Fuck. Sorry, I'm having a dirty mouth today. On the camera, I normally don't. This one's probably my biggest binder. It's pretty damn thick. Mind you, I'm not going to say any names of any people, because I respect people's privacy. So, you know. So I'm not saying any individuals' names of celebs or normal people or whatever. So, anyway, let's see. Out of straight guy, now I'm doing astrology, which is, I was focusing on the sun sign and the moon sign. I don't know why I didn't focus on the other ones, like the rising or any of the other stuff, but I think it's because with the rising, you actually have to know the hour of the day that you're born, and that'd be way too hard, but the moon sign was just as easy to find as the sun one, pretty much, with some sites. So what I had on here is, alright, number, so in going from going from most to least, for straight guys, number 1 was Libra, number 2 was Leo, and third place was tied with Aries, Cancer, and Aquarius. And the least signs under heterosexual is Taurus, Capricorn, and Pisces. Pisces is lowest. But also, the thing is, I have a theory with the astrology too, is that I think, like, for some of this stats, have to kind of, just like I learned in my statistics class, I think there's some people that are actually born more often. There are people that are born more often in certain months, like just in general, which makes them be like a high amount to them in like each sexuality field. Because I kind of noticed that, like, it was awkward. Like, I think like Aries like came up high on everything or something, and so I guess there's just a lot of people born like at that time. So it just seemed like it was a very highly common sign that a lot of people were. So, the moon signs that was high for straight guys was Gemini, and second place is Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Least was Sagittarius moon sign. Doing the straight in order of the males. In bisexual men, Capricorn came in number 1, and no, I'm not just saying that just because that's what my sign was. It's the amount of counting that came up. Second place was Aries and Aquarius were tied at number 2. And then third place was Taurus. Yep, and fourth place was Gemini. All that was pretty much high signs. And the Aries moon sign is extremely high. Like, it's like, there we go. Look down there, it's just like, holy crap, like, it's really high. So, that's like kind of, yeah. And Aquarius moon sign is really high too. For the guys. For gay men, which for the gay people as being supposedly a minority orientation is actually the group of people I was able to find the most amount of people from, weirdly enough. I guess because, I don't know, it's kind of like, I guess when someone's already there, it's just less likely to dispute that they're bad than someone who's straight. It's, because when you're straight, it's like you have to be like, you almost kind of got to do some references, kind of check up on that, and then it's like, oh, okay, boom. So then there ends up being some people that are said to be straight, but then it's kind of like there's a question mark over them, so I don't even count them at all yet until like I get more knowledge for sure. And there's been some people have had to put back in other things, like some people say they're bi and then they come out as gay, and then I have to put them back in the other category. Sorry, I'm rambling. Anyway, the number 1 sign that came up for gay men was Cancer. It's very, very high. And number 2 was also high, was Capricorn. And number 3 was Gemini. And 4th place is a tie between Taurus and Leo. And again, the Aries moon sign is extremely high. And then 2nd place for moon sign is Scorpio. 3rd place for moon sign is Virgo. The 4th place for the moon sign is Capricorn. That's for the gay men. Alright. For straight women, try to speed this up a little more. For straight women, number 1 that came in place, sun sign is Scorpio. 2nd place is Cancer. 3rd place is Aries. 4th place is Virgo. The tie for 5th place is Taurus and Capricorn. And the moon sign that's very, very high for straight women is Taurus. Very high. And Scorpio. Moon's pretty fairly high too. And 3rd place one for the moon sign is Pisces. And then the 4th place moon sign is Aries. So like I said, like the Aries moon like comes up high in like everything. I don't know why. For bisexual women. Alright, now this is definitely something pretty freaking crazy. For the bisexual women. Okay, look. I started a list, ended up starting on this page. I ran out of room because there's one particular sign that for God knows whatever reason is so highly bisexual, and it's the Virgo women. For some reason. I don't know why. But that's pretty much the most highest count of anything that I have seen in all the stuff. Like, it's, except for the moon sign, like there was, the Aries moon sign was very, very high for bisexual and gay men. But this was the other thing that really, really stuck out of all the tallies. So, first place for bisexual women is Virgo. 2nd place is Gemini, is also very high as well. They're pretty much the two that are very, very high. And then Aquarius women, that's number 3. And then a tie for 4th place is Leo and Capricorn. Yep. And then for the moon sign, it is the Scorpio moon is the highest one. with second place, not very far behind it, is Gemini. And then third place is Aries. Like I said, it's like the Aries moon came up like high in everything. Men and women, whatever orientation is, it was high on all of them. So I don't know why people, so many of them were born. That's for the moon sign, not the sun sign. That is. Alright. And for lesbians, I've had actually the hardest time trying to find as many of them. But I still got them out to be figuring it out. The first place for lesbians most often is Gemini women. And second place is Leo. Third place is Aries. The fourth place is Virgo. Fifth place, Scorpio. And their moon signs on lesbians, highest was Gemini. Second was a Cancer moon, which I thought was actually kind of odd, because that wasn't really high on anything else, but it was for this, though. Actually, it was high, I think, for straight women, too, so that's kind of, that doesn't really make sense, but that's what it was. Third place, again, Aries moon. It's in everything, so I don't know how statistically accurate that can be if it's high in everything, so it just must be everyone's born at that time. The fourth place was Leo and Virgo moon, with Libra right behind it, and like, I think that's fifth or sixth place. So that's everything for that stuff that I did as statistics, which that took me a very long time to do, and I don't know how overly pointed it is, because obviously, no matter what sign you are, anyone could be straight, bi, or gay. So, it wasn't like there was no one on the low side. There's still a large amount, it just was the least common. So everything I said, that was the most common. But there's so many damn people in the world, it's almost like it doesn't matter. Let me see. I had 11 minutes left for this. It's gonna take forever to freaking upload. Alright, now let's do another thing that I had as far as statistics. Alright, so I did, like I said, I calculated up my sexuality orientation when I did the thing for amount of guys I was attracted to and the amount of women I was attracted to. And basically what it was I counted 237 women I was attracted to, and where's the one for guys? Maybe it's in the... Okay, and 114 guys. So the difference there is 237 women, 114 men. And when that became split into percentages, it became 68% into women and 32% into guys. That's how it was split across. And for anyone that's stupidly... not stupidly, why did I say that? That's so mean. Anyone that's interested, that is probably not even interested in anything like this at all. The women that I was attracted to came up with their signs in this. Number 1 was Scorpio. Number 2 was a tie of Capricorn and Aries. Number 3 was Virgo. Number 4 was Libra. Number 5 was Leo. Number 6 was Taurus. Number 7 was Sagittarius and Pisces. Number 8 was Gemini and Aquarius. And number 9 was Cancer. That's all for women I was attracted to by their sun signs. Moon signs I was attracted to by women was, again, Scorpio. Capricorn was tied for 1. Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces was tied for 2. Number 3 was Aries. Number 4 was Libra and Aquarius. Number 5 was Cancer. 6 was Leo. 7 was Sagittarius. And out of the orientations, 132 of them were straight. 57 of them were bisexual women that leaned towards men. 42 of them were bisexual women that were split evenly. 8 of them were bisexual women that leaned gay. 9 of them were lesbians, and 1 of them was asexual. Out of the gender presentation, looking masculine was, I had 70 of them, was acting masculine was 131, and looking feminine was 179, act feminine was 118. So, it ended up being that women that I liked were ones that look feminine but act masculine. And to my surprise, them being as their roles of dominant, switch, or submissive, I was evenly split attracted to all of them. Surprisingly. Of what their preference was. However, my fantasies was 94% me being submissive. So, it's pretty high, but then, so I thought I was always like a submissive as far as that goes, but then when it comes down to actually being with them outside of fantasy, just on impulse, I get dominant. Because I just get so excited. Which, yeah, that kind of leads to a bit of switch. Now for guys, see, I put that in the wrong spot. Alright. So for guys I was attracted to goes in this order. Sun sign was Capricorn. Number 1, Capricorn. Number 2, Leo. Number 3, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Aquarius were tied for 3. Number 4 was Aries, Virgo, and Cancer. Number 5 was Taurus and Gemini. Number 6 was Libra, and least was Pisces. The moon signs I liked was Aquarius is in number 1. Number 2 was Libra and Scorpio. Number 3 was Aries and Gemini. Number 4 was Virgo and Sagittarius. Number 5 was Cancer. Number 6 was Taurus. Number 7 was Capricorn and Pisces. Number 8 was Leo. Out of orientations, 52 of them were straight. 12 of them was bisexual that leaned straight. And 10 of them was bisexual evenly split. 7 of them was bisexual that leaned gay. 28 of them was gay. When you count all the bisexual for the guys, it was 29. So it's almost the same amount as the gay guys, but just slightly different. Well, not different, just one extra. Asexual people was 0, and and for unknown, like, I don't know what their orientations was, that was 5 of them. Now, ones that look masculine was 31, ones that act masculine was 54 of them, ones that look feminine was 81 of them, and ones that act feminine was 58. So, I clearly seem to like guys more on the feminine side, whereas girls, they look feminine, but then they act masculine. And then with their preferences, 44 of them was dominant, 22 of them was switches, and 48 of them was submissive. So pretty much it was dominant, submissive were pretty close, switch was kind of less. But them being submissive was slightly more than the dominant. Then I fantasized being, with women it was like 94% was me fantasizing being submissive, where the other 6 was either dominant or being a switch. And then for this, it was like more variety, whereas I fantasized being submissive only 43% of the time, dominant 34% of the time, and switch 23% of the time. The numbers I just said before was the actual counts, these were the actual percentages. Okay. Well. Alright, my battery's going to die. I only have like 4 minutes of it left, so that's going to end this video right now. And I'm sure it was sufficiently boring. Because I'm only making these videos, honestly, for me. I'm not really making them for anyone else, so it's mostly just for my own documentation. Alright, that's it.